Hello, you fantastically wonderful people. How are you today? I hope everybody is having a banner weekend and you're doing something amazing and fun and just, no end to it kind of fun. So today we're going to do a little whip and chat. I'm just going to, talk about stuff and whatever suits us. And I am going to be working on one of the two canvases that I'm going to be doing for the March event for Diamonds by Tita, which is gorgeous green. So as long as you have a canvas with a little bit of green on it, this has more than a little bit. This is one of the canvases that I got from Mushy over a Dark and Creepy diamond painting that she sent me in my friend mail. So I'm going to be doing that one, and because it's a 30 by 30, I'm also doing a 20 by 20 for that same event, which is this adorable girl with her dragon, which happens to also be largely green. Okay, so that's happening. I'm also going to be working on, later in the month, I'm going to be doing Minnie Mouse for Real Men Craft 2's Richard. He's doing Emma's for March event. And I'm doing the Purple Lady and Dragon for the Mermaids and Magic event with Crafting by Shay. So, and gosh, I hope that's all the events I have for March, because whoo. Okay, so I'll be working on this cute little dragon who's dressed as the Hulk, which is kind of adorable. And I'm going to be using my little green macaron for my cover minder. And I have all my pens at the ready, and wax and putty and all of that kind of stuff. So that's happening. Hopefully you won't see too much of my table. My husband did complete his military canvas that he has been working on, which I showed a couple of videos back. So if you take a little gander at it, you'll see how he did. And he's now working on a haunted castle. Don't ask me, he got it for himself, so I don't know. I think I can show you. Don't tell him that I showed you how messy his spot is. But if you look right over there to the right, yep, that's his diamond painting area across the table, and his favorite pen, and his Valentine candy. He keeps at the ready because, he likes to munch on something to help him concentrate. Yeah, drills and you name it. So yeah, that's what he's working on now, is that little castle over there. Okay, back to the whip and chat. So I'm going to be working over here in this little corner, and then I will move along over if by some miracle I should finish this section while we talk. So again, I hope everybody is having a wonderful weekend. You're doing something fun for yourself. This is one of those canvases, you guys. Oh my gosh, I have to show you this because this is what drives me nuts. Okay, so right here in this little section, you have O's, D's, and B's. Way close together and way close in color. So yeah, I'm gonna have to actually pay attention. What a bummer there, huh? So I'm gonna bring in a little bit so you can be able to see what we're doing around here. Okay, close enough? Hi everybody. So yeah, so I hope everyone is having no end of fun, because that's what weekends are for. You're supposed to have fun and forget about work stress and what you have to do next week. Nah. Let that do its own thing. You are here to enjoy the weekend, kick back, relax, all those kind of things. So, what shall we talk about? Well, first of all, shall we talk about some scuttlebutt in the diamond painting community? I think we should, because, scuttlebutt. Okay, so I was watching a whip and chat with Becky Sloan. She does them fairly often, and I happen to be viewing one. Did you guys know? Get ready, because, here it comes, right? Did you guys know that Hannah Lynn is breaking up with Diamond Art Club? I know. Isn't that something? Yeah, apparently for whatever reason, which I have not been able to get an answer to yet. There are a few people talking about it. I understand there's a couple of Facebooks talking about it. I don't do Facebook, so I don't know what all the scuttlebutt there is, but you know, if you do, it might be somewhere to check. But apparently, by the end of the year, there will be no more Hannah Lynn artwork licensed through Diamond Art Club. So that was interesting. Now, if you are a huge Hannah Lynn buff, don't panic. It's okay. There are other companies that license her artwork that she does go through for diamond paintings. So you will see it. It's not going away, you know, from the universe in any way. It's just not going to be a Diamond Art Club. So I know that she has work with Oraloa. I know that she also has some of her work with the one with the diamond art. So yeah, you will still be able to get Hannah Lynn prints. I don't want you to think, you know, that was the thing. But it's just interesting because, you know, she's been with Diamond Art Club a really long time. So I don't know what the straw was that broke the camel's back, but that was an interesting bit of news. So yeah. So I don't know. Have you guys heard anything about it? Let me know if you hear anything about it. I don't usually go into the reasons why I don't have Facebook, but you know what? Okay, one time I'm gonna tell you guys, so everybody doesn't wonder like, God, what's wrong with her? Does she not know it's the 21st century? Like, what's going on? Okay, here's the thing. I don't do Facebook because I'm disgusted with the whole premise of why and how Facebook was founded. And I know that, you know, it's become a whole worldwide thing. Okay, that's great. You guys can have it. I will not be participating in it. Why? Let me tell you. In case you're unaware, Facebook was originally developed by Mark Zuckerberg, frat boy billionaire, and two of his friends, to post photos of the girls at their college so that they could decide who was good looking and who was a dog, in their opinion. That's why it's called Facebook. And so, yeah, it was set up to be derogatory to women, and he got way more money than he ever was entitled to get off of the concept. And I don't participate in it because I know that I'm not going to change the world. I get it. I really do. And at this time in my life, now when I was young, you couldn't have told me that to save my soul, but because I really, you know, was idealistic and I thought, everyone, we all can do it. Anybody can change the world. Yeah, no, I'm jaded now. I know better. But that doesn't mean that I want to participate in anything that allows the misogyny in this country to continue, because I'm that angry and upset about it. I'm sick to death of what has become acceptable to do and say to women. It's just not okay with me. And you know, and I watched it when I made the decision not to participate in Facebook. I did watch it to see, you know, kind of what would happen. I remember when it first went up and went live. And I've seen a lot of people pay a dear price for things that they've posted on that particular platform. Now, that's not to say that I don't do any social media. No, that's not it. I just choose not to participate in that one. I don't like the premise on which it was founded. I don't like the fact the little frat boy ended up a gazillionaire because of it. And so it turns my stomach. So I don't do Facebook. So, and I have never once been upset about it, that I didn't have Facebook. I've known a lot of people that have. I've known people that have lost loved ones because of cyberbullying on Facebook, and, you know, they're dead. And I also know people that called in sick and then did something stupid like post where they were having a good time and lost their job because of it. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer, even though it was also a lack of judgment on their part. But, you know, just saying, if you didn't have Facebook and you didn't post on it when you were supposed to be at work, duh, then, you know, it might be a totally different ball game. But anyway, you get what I'm saying. So that's why I don't do Facebook. And I am not going to do Facebook in any way, shape, or form. I have email, I have a phone, I have text messaging. I do have Instagram, although I'm not really excited about that. I have Instagram because I had to set up some kind of social media in order to participate in Drills and Chills last year. Because the host forgot to mention that I could have sent her updates of my canvas and my progress on it to her email. They had said it the year before, and I thought they were going to say it again, but then when she was giving the instructions for the event and she didn't say it, I thought, oh, maybe something happened, and she decided not to use her email for the event. So, okay, well, let me go see what I can do. So I ended up setting up an Instagram. I'm not great at it, and I don't check it that often. A couple times a week is really 100% that I do, because one, I just don't have a lot of time to go looking at it, because, you know, life gets in the way of your diamond painting. Have you guys noticed that? It's such a bummer. There are things you want to do with diamond painting, and then you go, life. And then you have to put it away and wait till you have time, which is a drag. But anyway, so that's kind of my life in a nutshell. So because I don't have an opportunity to do that much, I don't go and check on it. I do check it a couple of times, and I'm trying to get better, but I struggle with the whole how to post it, where to post it, why to post it, who to send it to, what do I say, do I not send it, do I, you know, am I supposed to push this button, that button, or what do I do? I mean, it's a struggle for me in the best of times. So yeah, so that's pretty much it. YouTube and Instagram, and there you go. But yeah, you will not now, nor will you ever find me on Facebook. So that's the reason that I don't have a Facebook. Now, I'm just telling you that, number one, so you don't have to wonder why I don't have a Facebook. And number two, you know, if there's something that happens on Facebook and somebody doesn't tell me on either Instagram or here on YouTube, or they don't email me or tell me about it, I don't know about it. So there's that. So there are going to be times that you're probably going to go, how could you not know that? Well, because it didn't come across on any other platform yet. So, you know, I did have a Twitter account. Now it's called X. I still have it, but again, I don't see it or look at it very often. So since the takeover and then the undoing the takeover and the whole, you know, you guys know how that went. You were there. So, but I do have one. But that's it. So anyway, I tell you all that to tell you that I don't, you know, I'm not in obviously any of the groups on Facebook, because every time I hear that word and I remember the degradation that was done to college women by college boys, I just, no, I can't even talk about it, because it just infuriates me so bad. So yeah, no idea what goes on there. Don't look, don't care. So if you hear something that you think that would be interesting to me, or you want to tell me, by all means tell me. It's not that I want to be out of the loop, I don't, but I just won't be joining Facebook in order to be in the loop. So that's that whole thing. So yes, so all that being said, I don't know if there's scuttlebutt in the Facebook group, either at Diamond Art Club or one of the other, you know, diamond art groups. There might be information there that, you know, you probably know more about it than I do, about what has happened with that, with Hannah Lynn and Diamond Art Club. I don't know. But if you know something, my goodness, feel free to tell me, because I do find it fascinating that, you know, she was with them and she had licensed work with them for quite some time. I mean, really. So it's interesting that it's just coming to a close. So yeah, that's happening. What else is happening? Are you guys joining any events? Have you done any? Are you thinking about doing a couple? I really, if you haven't, or you've been feeling a little weirded out by it, or you've been a little intimidated, I would encourage you, just try one. Just give it a shot, because number one, you can back out anytime you want to. So, this is not paying taxes. Okay, you do not have to be a party to anything to do with diamond painting. Oh, goodness, sorry you guys. I'm just throwing you on the floor. Sorry. Between my foot and my dog, somebody got tangled in the cord, and that was a big problem. Okay. All right, we're back. No panic. Everything's good. So yeah, I can tell you that any of the DP Along with Friends events, definitely worth a shot to try, because this is the most easygoing group with the least amount of restrictions. Some of the most fun people, and nobody here would think twice about if you started an event and you then decided it's not for you, and you told the host or hostess, you know what, this was one of my first events, and I tried it, but I'm really uncomfortable. It's just not for me. I don't think I'm ready to be in events yet, or whatever. They would be fine with it. They would probably say something like, oh, I'm so sorry you didn't find it enjoyable. I mean, certainly come back anytime you want to try one, and, keep diamond painting, and, feel free to chat with us at any time, and gosh, have a good day, that kind of a thing. I cannot speak for the other groups that are out there, and I know that there are many groups. Like I said, I purposely did not join any groups last year, but I watched all of them, literally all of them, all of the groups that I could find that had diamond painting events that I was potentially interested in being a part of a group. I really looked, and I really evaluated and thought about it, and watched how the individual members behaved, and what kind of things they said, what kind of things they did, how restrictive their rules were. Because let me tell you, you learn a lot by observation. I cannot stress enough that if you're new to diamond painting and you think you might like to go, on an event, and you just kind of want to see what the different ones are like, I encourage you to observe. Just lurk. Just go and, listen to the host or hostess, hear what they say, what they're like. Ask questions. You can always leave a comment and just, inquire. You can always inquire about something and just say, hey, I'm new to diamond painting, and I was just wondering, what are the requirements for this event that's coming up that you're going to do, and what happens if I start it and then I decide it's not for me. Is it a problem if I need to just find my way out of the event? See what they say, and then pick the group that you feel most comfortable with. Because part of what makes groups fun and events fun is being with like-minded people. Okay, so if you are a person that feels like you're a landscape person, that you love landscape diamond paintings, okay, well, there are lots and lots and lots of events that are landscape based. Or if there's a particular artist you really like, there's a couple, like there's one I know that's every year the principal painter participates in it. I think she may also maybe host it. I'm not positive about that, but she does. She participates in the Dakota-a-thon, which is, the requirement is you have to have a Dakota Detweiler canvas that you're going to have for the event. So, because she's a fan. That's one of her artists. And let me tell you what, there was an Ann Stokes event, oh, bet me I'd be in that. I'd probably be running that. Anyway, so, you know, there's that kind of an issue. And then there are some that are themed, you know, like, you know, we do themes throughout the year also. Whatever the host decides is what the theme is going to be. So you always have a chance to, you know, just kind of look at the diamond painting channels that you like, see what they have in common, see what their events are like, ask questions. And there's no dumb question. Everybody was a new diamond painter at one time, okay? Some of us, it was not that long ago. So, and again, by and large, it's really a great community. And, you know, people are more than happy to answer questions, especially for newbies, because we understand what it's like to be a newbie. So, you know, feel it out. See what sounds the best to you. If you know, talk to, oh, come on, really light pad. If you talk to some people and you go, I'm not sure that's the group for me, that's okay. You know, there are plenty to choose from. Just go and observe another one. Because I'm telling you, when you find the niche where you're comfortable and where you like the people by and large and where you fit in, oh, it's a great feeling. It really, really is. This particular group, the DP Along with Friends group, is wonderful. It's a very relaxed, casual, easygoing group. Nobody is into drama. Everybody just wants to help one another. The people are really great. You know, I really can't say enough. It's been wonderful, extremely welcoming, which I really appreciated. So, you know, I haven't been with them that long, so, you know, and I wasn't entirely sure how it would work out, but when I started watching more of the channels of more of the members, I was repeatedly really happy, because I really thought that, wow, this is a really good group. You know, like, nobody puts pressure on anybody else. Nobody tries to be, you know, the licensed artwork police. There's none of that, you know, going on. I mean, you know, we do events that are open to everyone. If you are only interested in doing licensed artwork, that's great. If you have a canvas that fits the theme, perfect, you're in. I mean, it's just really, it's just not harder than that. So, you know, and if you're, you know, using a budget-friendly canvas, great. No problem. Now, again, not all of the groups are that laid back. There are some that are a little bit more, oh, let's call them structured in their events and in their thinking. So if you're looking for that type of a person that you would like to be a part of that group, you know, I'm sure if you ask around and then find the people and introduce yourself and say, hey, I'd like to be part of this situation, you know, we're like-minded, I think it would be a good place for me to go. Can I slide into one of your events? I'm sure it would be okay. Not that I want to be talking, you know, out of turn for anyone else, but I mean, that's how the groups continue, as they get more and more members. So, you know, and if you don't want to be part of a group, that's okay. You can still be in the event, at least here you can. You can still be eligible to win a prize if you're in the event. You don't have to belong to anything. You can just be someone who has a canvas that fits the bill and you really want to participate. That's all it takes. So yes, I encourage you to just, you know, take a little look-see. I know that there are some, now if you look at Diamonds and Washi, Katie's channel, you know, she has a lot of diamond painters that, you know, it's a different kind of a, not really a different situation, but I mean, I don't see any of the people that she normally talks to and partners with, you know, over here in the DP Along with Friends group, and that's okay. But you know, it's a different group. So yeah, again, I think it's worth looking at a bunch of different channels and just kind of seeing, you know, where you sort of fit. And maybe you'll go, yeah, you know what, I don't think I want to be in this little cliquish group. That's okay. Doesn't mean you can't, you know, hang out and enjoy the conversation and the diamond painting canvases and get your questions answered. And, you know, everybody in this group is more than happy to answer questions for anyone. And there is no dumb question. The only dumb question is the one you don't ask, okay? So if anything comes up and you just are kind of wondering, put it out there. There will definitely be answers that probably pop out of the woodwork, probably all kinds of them, which is good because then you get other people's ideas and they build on it, and then you find out all kinds of stuff and you just asked a question. So all good. So I would say, you know, by all means, you know, feel free to look around. But yes, but there are different, the reason I bring it up is because there are different requirements for different groups. I mean, there are some groups where, you know, you have to start with a brand new canvas. You cannot have laid down a single drill. There are some that you have to complete your canvas in order to be eligible for like grand prizes and stuff. So I mean, it's, you have to just look around. You have to know, you have to ask, you have to kind of know what you're getting into, because that makes your life easier when you decide to do it. So, but I do encourage you to at least join in events, even if you decide not to be part of a group, because it's a fun social opportunity. You get to meet really interesting people online. And, you know, there have been a lot of us that have actually formed, you know, real honest to God in real life friendships, having, you know, met through an event online. So you're not out anything. I mean, you're anonymous until you decide not to be. So by all means, give it a shot. For those of you that are looking for an event, again, Diamond Crafts by Eileen is doing her Wings and Things event in March. So that's coming up. March 1st is when it begins. And it's anything with wings, birds, animals, dragons, you know, airplanes, fried chicken wings, anything with wings qualifies. So I think that one's going to be really fun as well. So again, if you're looking for something to try, and there's no pressure, there's nothing you have to do except you just go to her channel, look at one of her videos, and just leave her a comment saying, hey, I'd like to participate in your March event, Wings and Things. I have a canvas I'd like to use, and then she'll say, great, email me a pic or Facebook me a pic, and then she'll add you to the list, and there you are, you're enrolled. Then you just work on it like you normally would, and you know, be part of the group. So yeah, I don't think it can be too much easier than that. So, but yeah, I definitely encourage you to do that, because I do think that, you know, you find a lot of interesting people. It's a lot of fun. You get to talk to other diamond painters, get to see what they're doing, get to see what kind of canvases are out there, because that's always, to me, that's the fun part. I love seeing, you know, what other people are doing for the theme. Like, you know, I'm taking a canvas from my January event into the March event because I didn't finish it. So, and it happens to be dragons, so they have wings, so it fits for both. So I'm going to try to finish it for Eileen's event in March. And so, yeah, so that's what I'm hoping to do. But, you know, Eileen is precious. She's just a beautiful little soul. And if you haven't looked at her channel, you absolutely should, because she's just precious. She does a lot of really cool crafts and things as well. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. So you should scooch on over there and just take a look, and consider joining, because I think that you would really enjoy it. And if you don't, you back out, you don't do it again, no problem. So that's my word of advice for you diamond people out there. And what else will I tell you about that? It was interesting. I was looking at my analytics, and apparently one of the videos that got really the most comments, it's still getting them, is the one where I showed the sealer, the Minwax polyacrylic, and how to seal a diamond painting. That continues to be one that gets a lot of traffic. And by default, I guess, it also gets a lot of comments. In fact, it got a couple today. So that was interesting. And it was nice. I had a new sub that popped in there that I hadn't seen before, and you know, they wanted me to thank my husband for his service, which was really nice. It made my husband's day. So yeah, it was it's an interesting thing. You never know when you when you put things out in the YouTube verse, you know, what's going to come of it, or who's going to be, you know, viewing it, or yeah, you know, it's always an interesting thing to see. So I think we're pretty lucky that by and large, this particular hobby, I don't know if you want to call it a hobby, this particular craft of diamond painting tends to attract, by and large, now again, there are always going to be exceptions, unfortunately, because we're dealing with human beings, but by and large, it attracts just really nice, sweet, together human beings. So, you know, you don't meet a troll that often. Every once in a while, you know, I've had to boot 2 of them total off of the channel, but by and large, it's a good group and nice people. And, you know, now if you were in some other kind of a sport, that might not be true, or some other kind of a craft. But here it is. You know, we all are just here for the fun of it, and we don't want the drama, and nobody's here to be nasty to anyone else as a rule. So, yep. So you picked a good craft, because yeah, it's been a nice place to be. So, all right, I think that's enough about the diamond painting community. I think most of you already get that anyway. So, the moral of that whole lecture is, don't be afraid. It doesn't matter if you're brand new. It doesn't matter if you've been at it for 100 years. You know, try an event. There's no big penalty if you don't complete it, or you don't like it, or it's not for you, or you put yourself under too much pressure. Okay, then nope, it's not for you. No problem. You can always get out of it and just go, yeah, I tried it, but no, it's not for me. Perfectly fine. Nobody is going to say boo one way or the other. So many shades of green, you guys. So that has been mostly the latest. I've been thinking about the September event, and you know, just thinking about how to refine it and make it easy to you know, do the weekly drawings and stuff like that. So if there's anything that you guys would like to see, or would like to try out, or you know, if you know a particularly good random name selector software for me to be able to get my hands on so that I can make the drawings that much easier, you know, let me know. All suggestions are carefully considered and appreciated. So, anybody been out to the movies? I feel like it's been forever since I've gone to the movies. I don't even know what's playing. My son gets out to the movies with his staff more than we get out to the movies, period, at all. So he's a little more well versed in what's playing and what's going on than I am. And I really wanted to see Killer of the Flower Moon before the Oscars got here, because I wanted to see that particular movie, and that way I could make my own mind up on who I thought did a good job and who I was not all that impressed with. But that didn't happen. I understand it's on streaming, but I don't know if it's on a streaming platform that I actually get. I mean, I feel like I have 1,000 platforms, but I really only have, I don't know, 4 or 5 platforms. And it always seems like something I'm waiting for comes out on the one I don't have. You know what I mean? Like, oh, okay, there's got to be an easier way to get that across. So, yeah. But what are you guys watching? Anything good? I noticed that the network shows are coming back on. All the ones that have been on hiatus since time immemorial, it feels like. My God, they've been away forever, since before the holidays. So, yeah, they're coming back on. So, anybody have a favorite show coming back on? I have mixed feelings about The Good Doctor is coming back on, but it's the last season, and that sort of bums me out, because I really like that show. I enjoy it. I enjoy, you know, watching it. I enjoy seeing how they portray a physician with autism. Freddie Highmore does an amazing job. I'm so impressed with him every time I see him, and, you know, how he acts the part. That I just look forward to it more and more. So I'm just bummed that it's headed out. So last season, I don't understand why some things, you know, just kind of fizzle out, you know, a timely death, and then some things like The Simpsons keep going. I just don't get it. But anyway, it's happening. So, okay. So that's gonna be interesting to see. Anybody seen any good documentaries? Do you guys like to watch documentaries, or do you kind of feel like, no, too boring, I want to see something else going on? I want to see something that's going to keep my interest. So, yeah. I haven't even seen a good scary movie in like forever, and I look for those, and I still haven't seen one, I mean, really for a very long time. So I've been kind of bummed about that. I always look to see, you know, what's on Netflix. Okay. Then, you know, I go over to what's on Hulu, and then, you know, what's happening on some of the others, and then I go, okay, I'm just going to go to Disney Plus, see what's on there, because if nothing else, I can always watch Hamilton, because I loved Hamilton. I loved the music. I'm talking about the original cast. I love it. That to me was a legendary performance on their part. So, and I had the soundtrack, so, you know, I don't have to turn the TV on, but if I'm doing something, or I want to get something accomplished, and I have it droning in the background, then I'm like, oh, okay, this is cool. I can just have it playing, and I can be singing along with it while I'm working on paperwork, or, you know, whatever. Which I often am working on paperwork. So, yeah. So I find that fun to do. I don't know why I'm umming. I guess because I don't really feel like I have that much to say this week. My friend is still in the hospital, still restrained to the bed, which is infuriating me to no end, because there's no way to speak to her, and she has a trach, and I don't know what they've done with the valve that's supposed to go in it so she can actually speak. So, you know, it's really frustrating how that's all panning out. Trying to get a straight answer from anybody out there has just been a nightmare. So, yeah, that's still going on, and I just, you know, I feel so badly that months and months and months are going by, and all she's doing is languishing, literally languishing in a bed somewhere. So, that's very frustrating. Although I have a feeling, since her Medicaid runs out at the end of March, that all of a sudden things are going to start to happen, because that's what usually is the case, which I also find infuriating. But again, I already know I'm not going to change the world. I'm already painfully aware of that. So, but doesn't mean I have to like it. So there you go. So that's sort of just kind of happening. What else is going on? Oh, one thing we're doing, we got tickets, even though our anniversary is at the end of March. We purchased them kind of together to take each other to it. The comedian Christopher Titus is going to be filming the special that he's been touring with for the better part of a year at a local club in Los Angeles in April. So we got tickets to be in the audience, which is sort of cool. Looking forward to that. We have actually seen him live once before. You know, we like him for the most part. Sometimes he gets a little colorful and we're kind of like, ooh, okay, you're getting close to the line there, buddy. But we enjoy him for the most part. And so we're looking forward to going ahead and being part of the audience. And it's, you know, it's a well-rehearsed show because, like I said, he's been touring with it for the better part of a year. So I have a feeling that he's already gotten the kinks out. So, yep. So I'm looking forward to that. The theater is one we have not really been in before. So that's going to be kind of interesting. And we have to park at public parking, which is a little ways down, for a couple blocks from the theater, which means we're going to be taking our scooters. And so that always makes me nervous to do that in an area where I haven't been or that I don't know well, because it's also, I mean, I think the show starts at 7, and so the doors open at like 6:30. So, you know, it's going to be getting dark, and that concerns me too, because, you know, like I said, we're not in that area, so it's going to be, you know, we're going to have to traverse it as best we can, and that's going to be rough. So, I don't know exactly what to expect, but I'm kind of hoping that there will be other people that are parking and walking to that same theater, and maybe we can just kind of merge into the crowd. I mean, that would be the ideal situation anyway. So yeah. And I mean, I will tell you that most of the time, handicapped people are not the first ones to get mugged, because number one, it's hard to mug somebody on a mobility scooter. And let me tell you what, it goes 4.8 miles an hour, and I will drag your ass if you try to grab me. I got news for you. But that's not to say that, you know, we want to get mugged. So, yeah, we'll have to see kind of, you know, what to do. And we're going to contact the theater ahead of time and say, hey, you know, this is our situation. What do we need to know? Are we going to be able to have access to get our scooters into the building? Is there a place to put them so that we can sit in our seats and park them outside into the lobby or something? I mean, we always have to do that. So again, you know, well-versed, because we know that that's going to be a thing. So by the time it gets here in the middle of April, we will have it figured out. So that's the plan. But yeah, we're really excited because we both really like him a lot, and it's been a few years since we saw him live. So yeah. And you know, we don't get out that much. But since our respite person was so sweet and so nice and said, yeah, I can work in the evening on a Saturday night instead of during the day, I'm like, oh my gosh, how do we luck into her? We are going to go for it. So, and we have enough time that, you know, we're planning on going to dinner first, either much earlier in the day or somewhere near the theater, so we can just get down there and, you know, do what we need to do, get parked, get settled, get oriented, and then, you know, get something to eat really quick and then run to the show. So one way or another, we will get there. So I'm looking forward to that. I think that will be a lot of fun. We don't get out and have fun very often. Those of you that have special needs people in your life, you know how hard it is to coordinate an opportunity to actually go out for a few hours in an evening and spend time to yourself. And then you also know how hard it is for it to actually all fall into place, because a lot of times it just crashes at the last minute and there went your evening. Because yeah, these are not, you can't just leave special needs people with just anyone. And you know, and you have good people, they're in demand, and you know, sometimes things happen. I mean, human beings, so sometimes children get sick, accidents in the car happen, and for whatever reason, one thing or another, you don't get to go. I mean, it's just that's the reality of it. So but I'm optimistic that this time might be okay. It's not, technically my son is old enough to go, and he likes this comedian, but he doesn't do well having to sit still, and it might be as much as 2 hours, which for him is a lot to try to sit in one place and kind of navigate, and trying to explain that is hard. It's just a lot. So as a result, I made the decision that it's not a place that I think would be good to take him. So I have to rely then on my respite people, and you know, I just keep saying, please God, don't let anybody get sick, don't let anybody get in a wreck, just please make sure she gets here when she's supposed to. She's pretty reliable, so I'm hopeful. But we are looking forward to it. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. And if it doesn't work out, then the three of us will go to dinner, because that's something we do, and we will celebrate as a family unit. Shh. Sorry guys, people coming and going. So that's the plan anyway. And I need a new light board so bad. So yep, that's the comings and goings around here. Ideally, you know, it'll go fine. We'll enjoy ourselves. We'll get back home. Yeah, that's the goal anyway. So, yep. What are you guys doing? Anything interesting coming up for you guys that you're looking forward to? You going to an event of any kind? Anybody getting married? Anybody having a kid? Anybody doing any of that? Having a grandkid? I have a granddaughter due at the end of March on the 27th. She's going to be born in Texas, where my son and his family are living. My 5-year-old grandson, who will be her brother, is not at all happy about the fact it's a girl. So that is, you know, it's a little bit of a thing. They're trying to, you know, ease him into it gently. But again, yeah, I just think that he's not really interested in even discussing it. He just, you know, nope, it's a girl, just don't bring her home, leave her there. So they have a little work to do before the end of next month when she's due to get here. So that's happening. My other son that lives in Florida, his oldest, just turned 7 years old. His birthday was the 11th. And he is getting just, first of all, he's got a lot to say, which I think is precious. And, you know, he's just growing leaps and bounds. My gosh, that boy is tall and lanky and thin. So, yes. I told my son, I'm not getting him clothes because they'll only fit him for 15 minutes, and then he outgrows things like constantly. So, yeah, that won't be happening. So, yeah, that's kind of what's happening along there. My son was really happy because he works for Marriott Hotels, and he has an annual quota that he's expected to make. He does group events and group sales. He's really happy because he already made his quota for the year, and it's not quite the end of February yet. So he was very excited. He called me just so excited and so happy. So that was good to hear, because he went through a tough period in a personal relationship, just toward the end of last year, and now it's, and it's getting uglier and more adversarial, and the baby mama of the 14-month-old has blocked him, so he can't call. She won't let him come to the house. He doesn't get to see the baby. I mean, it's just, all that nightmare stuff that goes on in that kind of a situation. So he's filing paperwork so he can go to court, so that they can have some kind of custody arrangement that works for both of them and not just her. Meanwhile, she's trying to leave the state. So, I mean, the whole thing is just kind of gross, but yep. But he's in a new relationship with a lady that's a little older than he is, who also has a son that's about 4 years older than my grandson. So that's been nice too, because all he's had is younger siblings, and now he has an older brother. So that seems to be working out well. Everybody's getting along, so that's great news. So yeah, everything is just, trudging along. So I'm hoping that we're going to be able to finally get the house refinanced. I mean, nobody would talk to us up to now because interest rates are so high that, by the time you figure in the interest and everything, it kicked us out of our budget, because we're dealing with, mostly Social Security and part-time wages and military pension. And so, yeah, once they add this ridiculous amount of interest on, there just wasn't anywhere to go. So we finally said, you know what, let's talk to our current mortgage company and say, hey, we'd really like to protect your investment for you. It would help, and since you know that we pay it because we've been paying this mortgage for 10 years, this August, it'd be great if you could refinance so we could get the home improvement work done we need. Because, yeah, if the roof caves in, that's bad for everybody, including you. So now they're willing to at least talk to us. So we submitted the application. That went through, part of it was yesterday, part of it went through today. So they now have it. So we are crossing our fingers, say extra prayers, everyone, that goes through so that we can get all of the home repairs done and just, and get a better interest rate than what we got when we first moved in. So that's the goal anyway. So if we can do that, oh my gosh, life would improve drastically. So cross your fingers. Say extra prayers for those of you that pray. For those of you that want to send vibes, please send vibes. We really need for this to go through so we can continue on, get everything done, get the roofer, get the plumbing guy, get the air conditioner replaced, get the porch done, because our porch has a huge hole that it's just, it's one of those porches that they have on most mobile homes, and it's got like an AstroTurf kind of cover, and it's just, there's just a big sagging hole, probably from the water that was leaking under the house that we didn't know about for quite a while before it finally reared its ugly head. So yeah, so we need to replace or repair that too, depending on which one we can do before somebody falls through it and, you know, causes us to have to check our new homeowners to see what's covered. Yeah, so yeah, that's kind of all that's happening around here. What's happening in your neck of the woods, you guys? Anything interesting? I don't want to keep you too much longer because I've already been talking at you for almost an hour. So I will just leave you guys with, I hope you're having a wonderful weekend. I really do. I hope you're doing something fun and entertaining and relaxing, and you know, it's just really making you happy, because that's the goal. This is your time to rest away from work and just do something fun. Don't just make it end of the week chores to get ready for the next week. Do something. Empty your brain for a minute. Take your dog to the beach. Take your dog to the dog park. Go hiking. Do something fun. Get your kids out there. Really, do something. Do something that's not something you do all the time that, you know, oh, here we go again. Same kind of thing. Nope, nope, nope. Do something more fun than that. All right, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me for an hour. I hope that all is going well with you and that 2024 has started out pretty decent and has not sucked. And I am going to see you soon in the next video, because I am going to do the sealing of the completed canvases. Excuse me. I'm going to show you how to keep it from fraying if you decide to take off the border, or even if you don't and you don't want it to fray. We're going to talk about how to do that. So, and we will just shinny on into March just like we knew what we were doing. Okay, guys, thank you again for joining me. Thank you to my new subbies, and also for my true blue subs who keep coming back to say hey. I love all of you guys. You're wonderful, and I'm so thankful to have you guys here. You guys are the best. You're such a great group, and I feel so lucky that I have all of you and that you are great. One final thing that I wanted to show you. Don't be afraid to keep your drills and hang on to them, because you can do really cool things like, see these? This is a pair of earrings that I got. Let me get them in frame. Here we go. That I got at Temu because I thought they were really pretty. But as I was looking at them, I thought, you know, this is a great place to put some leftover crystals. So that's exactly what I did on the front. See? So yeah, you can get some pretty cool little extra crystals, or some AB drills, or whatever it is that you want to put on there. It looks like it was meant to be. So yeah. So yeah, hang on to your drills. Find cool stuff to do with them. All right, guys. I will talk to you in the next one. Take care of yourselves. Remember, always be a dragon. Always. Spread your wings. Protect those you love. Have fiery passion. Sorry, guys. Fiery passion. Be strong. Slay your fears. Always fly high, rise up, and soar. Okay, guys. I will talk to you in the next one. Bye-bye.